It is open house day. Today we're in the South Granville area to check out this home to see how much is it worth. Today we have Kai behind the camera, our intern. Kai, you know nothing about real estate, right?
Nope, nothing.
Okay, so you can ask us some questions that probably a lot of the viewers at home don't know as well. First thing that we notice about the front is you have a huge front yard. Now, if you look at the other homes, huge front yards like this don't really exist as much. You see, a lot of the people, they have separated yards from the walkway all the way to their entrance. But here, because you have no walkway, there's no public walkway on this side compared to the other side, all of this can be considered pretty much your front yard. This area, I wonder if it could be reused. It's kind of like a mound coming up. Why is there a mound here? I think this is just a mound of dirt because if you look at the neighboring properties, it's all flat. But here, there's just a mound of dirt. This was probably added in later. This is the first time I've seen something like this. My first impression is everything looks pretty renovated. We can tell. See these beams? You see they're placed under and supported right on top. So this will give you coverage. Look at these sideway walk doors. We have one entrance from this side. So this door is completely brand new and one entrance from that side. Up here, you see all brand new wood. These are tiled stone stairs. Underneath, I would imagine, well, let's come on up. What's the first thing you notice when you walk inside here?
It looks rather old.
It looks rather old? It looks rather new.
Really?
That's very fascinating when you say it looks rather old. Okay,
Like-
let's come into one of these rooms. So come over here. So as we walk in, this is our main living room area, okay? You say this is old?
No, that looks new. But like
Okay.
something like the stairwell over here,
Okay.
like the beam here, I think this looks more old.
You say this beam looks old.
Yeah.
This is actually, yeah, I can see this is older. I don't know if it's old or it just needs to be touched up because this is actually quite in a decent condition. If you look at the paint on it, it's not that worn out. This was repainted not too long ago. There are just some scratches along it.
Right.
That's, I think, more of a maintenance issue than an old issue. Yeah, I can see what you mean. It's not old, it's worn, okay? So you can easily retouch up these stuff. But things I see is that it's very new and renovated because if you look at this floor, first of all, this home, if you just look at it generally, you would imagine this home is probably around like 80 years old, okay? So it should be really old. But to have all of those new things like those beams at the front entrance and the flooring like this has been completely renovated. Do you feel it's been renovated? You have not seen what a really old home actually looks like. The ground is like uneven, okay? So come on, let's walk through here first. Okay, living room area, right? You said this was renovated. We have our electric fireplace most likely. These ceilings are probably 9 feet high. Actually, I can't see, it's so white, I can't see clearly. Over here, I'm sure all of these are new. They changed these window panes into wooden window panes. You have your furnace system over here, and they've added a slight wooden molding edge across the corners of the roofs. 2 lights over here. Either you have a painting or television go over here. You have your slightly tinted window. This is just for sunlight, but no one can really see inside or outside. And then, yeah, this is your living room area. How you would probably stage this area is you could put L-sit couch somewhere, and then you would walk behind here. So you walk in this way, and then you can still walk through to our next area over here. Yeah, do you have any questions about this area?
Other than a living room, what would I use this for?
What do you
Or
mean?
would I just always use this as a living room?
You would always use this as a living room. Like, what do you imagine? Because you have to remember, you have a fireplace over here. So what are the other options? Like, are you gonna put a bedroom here?
Oh no.
Okay, so definitely not bedroom, right? Would you put an office here?
Probably
It's not the size of an office. So this is definitely a room of this size with a fireplace. And because things that we can't move is things like this, right? Where we already have a place for a TV set out. If you were to use this as other places, you're kind of just wasting a fireplace room. You could use it, but it's odd because you have to walk in from the front entrance over here and it walks through over here to, this is our dining room area, right?
Right.
Do you have any objections with this being the dining room area?
I don't know.
You know why it's the dining room area? How you can tell?
Chandelier?
Yes, one thing is the chandelier up here. So you have your dining room over here. And another thing you can tell is that it's directly connected over here to the kitchen area. One thing I want to point out that's really cool about this dining area, watch your head, is that they've installed this barrier over here. I'm not too sure why there is a barrier over here. I would have probably much preferred it if it was open. But the reason I'm guessing that this is installed is because when you're eating over here, especially if you're sitting on this side, actually I don't know what the reason for the barrier is. The only thing I can imagine is that you don't want to see the kitchen while you're eating. But then you can see the kitchen if you're sitting on this side.
Maybe originally there was something else here and they just took it down. Because like I would imagine that the reason why they would put something like this is to prevent smoke. Otherwise, I don't see why else.
So that question is possible but unlikely, because if it was a block before, then there would probably be a sliding door over here. But there's also open windows over here. I think this is just for a taste thing, but this I personally would probably remove. So coming over here, so this is our kitchen area. This is actually quite nice. This kitchen area is well done. These marble tiles are probably original, not redone. You have your induction stoves. You know what induction stoves are?
Yep, electrical stoves.
Okay,
yeah.
And you know how induction stoves work. You know how induction works.
Probably.
Okay, that's a lesson for another time. Induction stove over here. You have your gas fire stove over here. And if you walk around, I'm going to show you over here is our oven. Down here, this is our oven under our induction stove. So what this tells me is that this, watch out behind you, this gas fire stove was installed later. Okay, so this was a whole set and this was installed later because they wanted gas for when they're cooking. And you have a fan over here.
Why would you want gas when you're cooking?
You obviously don't cook.
Yeah.
When you cook with gas, it gives you higher heat. And a lot of things, for example, if you want to stir fry or if you want to cook a really nice steak, you need high heat in the pan so you get a nice sear to bring out more aroma. So that's why people in the kitchen, you see restaurants never use electric cooking. They always use gas cooking because they need the heat. But over here, they put in their laundry. One thing I think that could have also been done, I'm not sure if the piping will be set up for it, is if you could move that into here and have this as a little walk kitchen.
Wouldn't you suffocate?
Huh?
It's so small. What
if you suffocate? Well, you need to turn on ventilation, right?
Oh.
You also have a window over here, and you'll probably not be able to close this door. Yeah, but walk kitchens are not meant for you to enjoy. It's meant to keep the smell out of the rest of your house.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Fridge over here, washing machine over there. Melee. Let's check out the rest of the rooms before we head upstairs, downstairs, and also outside. This is our powder room, which means the guest bathroom. When they come in, this is the bathroom they'll be using.
Why would we use a powder room as a guest room opposed to like any other random washroom?
Okay, so do you have your own toilet in your home?
Yeah.
If your friend had diarrhea, would you rather him diarrhea on the toilet you don't use or the toilet you use?
Okay, point made.
All right, come over here. This is not a bedroom. This is kind of like a den. So this is probably a good area for you to set up your office and you get some good sunlight coming in as well. Good ceiling heights over here. Yeah. All right. So let's keep going. Do you want to head upstairs or downstairs first?
Let's head downstairs first.
Downstairs, okay, come with me. All right, so this is something you have to watch out as you come down here. This is slightly low ceiling height, and it is going to be lower ceiling heights because this is a sub-basement level. So this is probably something you're going to be renting out to your tenants. Now your tenants are going to be able to come in from the side. Okay, there's a side door, but this is your access to the downstairs. Wow, one thing that's really interesting, this is kind of, so back up over here, let me show you. It's pretty interesting how this is built. So you see the staircase? Does this look kind of, what does this tell you? You see how the staircase ends over here?
It's probably like wider before and they just put a wall.
Wider before? It means that the staircase and this part was not built together. Like one was built after the other. Because this staircase, maybe the staircase is newer on this building. I'm guessing the staircase is newer. So when they installed this, it just didn't come attached with the rest of the home. So this home is probably the original older thing. And then this newer staircase came in and you just had this extra spaces that weren't resolved in this new construction. So one thing we're gonna see is, as we walk into the basement level, is popcorn roofs. Do you know what popcorn roofs are?
They just look sort of bumpy.
Bumpy?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're bumpy, but one reason that people used popcorn roofs back in the day is because it was very difficult to get very even roofings or tiling. So they put in popcorn roofs, so it's harder to tell when the roofs are uneven. And you can tell even for these older homes, sometimes you feel that the floor is uneven as well, right? So this floor, I'm guessing, downstairs is not really renovated. Besides these new beam installations, a lot of this is probably not renovated because it is rented it out. So they don't want to make it too nice because, you know, renters, they often mess it up. Come over here, let me show this room. This is like a little, well, you have a little crawl space or punishment room. Have you ever been punished as a child?
Probably not.
No? You haven't been punished?
Not in there.
That's probably why you're so misbehaved.
What?
Okay, but you can walk over here. That's like a little crawl space. The thing about a crawl space over there is if you set anything over here, that's pretty hard to access. This is the bathroom downstairs. I wonder why they have a tile up here. I wonder if it's a design feature or if it's uneven flooring. Toilet, standing shower over here. And yeah, one thing you'll see about these older homes is like a lot of these heights are not taken into account for. So this ceiling, this sink, look how low this is. I have to do like a 90-degree bend just to use this ceiling, right? Very dangerous from my behinds. Okay, which way should we go first? Let's check out this room. So this is actually a really big basement suite. So if a renter lives here, like they can, well, the reason you're living here is usually because you can't afford by living in a whole home, right? But you could live in here with your partner, maybe one, maybe two kids. It's actually pretty decent sized. This is our laundry and kitchen area over here. So you have induction, you have fan. On this side's fridge, we have our double stackable laundry. This is your area. I guess this doubles as a laundry washing and as the stove washing. The thing about here you have to be careful is you do not cook any stir fry or steaks in here because this, you're gonna like gas yourself up. There's not much ventilation over here and you're purely relying on this fan. And usually home fans are not that strong. Okay, let's come into this room. So this is one of our bedrooms. And so this is probably where you enter. So this is the back door that the renter is gonna enter in when they walk in from the side. This is our bedroom. You probably put, let's see, you put a bed over here, a single bed over here, and then you have your workspace over here. This can possibly be rented out to multiple people, okay? So actually, I'm not too sure. It depends how many entrances we have. If this is the only entrance, then no, because everyone has to come through this entrance. But this is one bedroom. Come around. Closet space over here. Okay, let's check out. I think this is a second bedroom over here. Yes, this is a second bedroom. So you can put you could put a single bed or a bigger bed. Depends if you want to have a little desk space on the side and you have your closet on this side as well.
That brick wall looks really out of place.
This brick wall, I wonder where this is from.
Maybe connected to chimney?
No, I think this actually, maybe this wall seems to be installed after, because if you come closer over here, do you see this gap in between this brick wall and this wall? Right? So it's likely this brick wall was original, and then they blocked off this room and the next room. So it might have been connected before, so they used this to block it off. So let's actually check out what the next room looks like to see if that's actually true. Yes, look, now you can tell, right? Now it's very obvious that was blocked off. So we turned one, it could have been like one bedroom or living room area, but they turned it into two rentable bedrooms. Okay, so this is another bedroom over here. That's a spider.
Oh.
Okay, come back.
Also for that room over
For which
there.
room? This room?
Yeah.
Okay, so this room over here?
Right,
You
would
see?
you really put a bed right next to an entrance like that?
Well, you have to imagine people who are living here are not living in the most optimal circumstances, right? The fact that you can get 3 bedrooms and a wash and kitchen and a bathroom like this is already pretty good for what you're gonna be paying. I don't know the rent prices here, but if you wanna be paying like low 2000s, sub 2000s, like where else can you get so much space for so little money? Usually if you wanna rent stuff like this, if it was, let's just say your own floor this big, you're gonna be paying like 3,500 a month, right? But I think it's not bad, the fact that we have light coming in. I mean, the other 2 rooms don't even have light coming in. So this is actually the room I would prefer to stay in. But it depends if you have tenants or not. for a home like this, I'd imagine whoever is living here would want to have tenants to help pay for their mortgage. But this room over here, if there were no tenants over here, I would just break down the wall and use it as a living room area. Yeah. But you have to imagine, like, homes that are like these old and renovated, the types of buyers that come in and move here are probably people who are gonna live here for a very long time. Not people who are gonna come here, have a good time, and move out, right? So they gotta think of ways to financially subsidize their situation as well. Okay, you wanna check out the upstairs?
All right.
Wow, look at this. Who would have imagined? One sec. Look at this grand window in an old home. This is definitely new. And this is not cheap to install. This is a huge pane of glass, but it lets in so much light. Imagine if you didn't have this. There would be no light. What? Look at this. Okay, come up. Oh, can you see it from here? This is like a Superman window. But why? Who knows? Come on upstairs. So upstairs is gonna be all the bedrooms. Oh wow, upstairs is very nicely renovated as well. You see, new floor wooden tiles over here. Not the most expensive wood, but the fact that it's new. New is new. Closet space over here. So this is, the way they set this up is probably where you're gonna put all of your towels, all of your extra laundry in these areas. Very wide walls over here. So we have one bathroom over here. Now this bathroom, it has such a long counter. They technically could have made this a double sink washroom. But yeah, we have this extra space. I'm not too sure if that's best used. Toilet, and then shower over here if you want to come on the inside. The shower on this side, we have a standing tub shower. Very high ceiling heights, but the tub length is a little bit shorter. Okay, so that's one bathroom over here. This is one bedroom. We're gonna figure out which one is the master bedroom, primary bedroom in a bit. But this seems to be one of the best views over here. You have all this sunlight coming in from the side of the street. This would probably be my preferred room because this house, you see, a lot of the rooms actually lack sunlight. So I'm gonna be looking for rooms that have the most sunlight. Which room would you choose?
Probably that room as well.
Well, that's because I told you. They actually have pretty good sunlight all throughout. And you see every room is actually quite big. So this is nice as well. Well, we gotta figure out which side's east facing, west facing, because it depends on how much light we're gonna be getting. This is actually not a bad view. And why it's not a bad view is actually because all the homes across from you are actually quite nice to look at. So this is a good direction. You also have sunlight, but also a tree to provide you some shade. So this is actually a pretty good selection for a bedroom as well. I'm not sure if I prefer this one over that one now. So our third bedroom over here, man, all these bedrooms are huge. So this is probably going to be the master bedroom. And this is why I guess it's the master bedroom is because it has its own washroom over here.
Right.
Okay. Washroom is a little bit small, but just the size of these bedrooms are crazy. You can like, I'm not used to this. Like usually rooms this size you see in like luxury mansions, right? But this is a house. You can put like a bed here, an office here. All the rooms, they can be their own bed and office. Yeah.
Could it be because there's no furniture that just seems bigger? Or is this just genuinely big?
Usually with furniture makes things bigger. Less furniture actually makes things smaller. Like no furniture makes things smaller. Because furniture, when you have lifestyle, it also creates walkways. And sometimes you have mirrors, paintings, things to look at. It makes a space come to life. But here, it's like, this is actually genuinely big. Like, this is the size of a one-bedroom apartment in most condos, right? If you get a one-bedroom, it's probably this and like a toilet. That's it. So this is really big. The house is really big, and also the backyard is really big. Okay, so which room would you choose?
This one, big one.
You would choose this one?
Yeah.
No, they're all big. All the rooms are big. Just this one, you have your own toilet. That's like the only benefit over here. So let's check out the backyard, and then we're probably almost done with this house. So Kai, do you have a guess of how much this home would be worth?
What is the price of an average home?
You're asking the wrong guy.
Like, if I don't have a comparison, I don't really know.
That is a great question. Tony, what's the price of average homes in this area? 3 to 3.5? Okay, that's your answer. For
Alright.
older homes in this area, South Grandview area, the average price of homes is 3 to 3.5 million.
Then I would assume this is maybe 3.2 million.
Okay, and why do you take that guess?
Because it feels, I'm not too sure how other homes look, but I would assume this is maybe a little bit lower than average.
Lower than average?
Yeah.
I would say this is above average.
Really?
First of all, before we even talk about that, think about it. $3 million for an old home, Vancouver prices, isn't that insane? If you moved anywhere else in the world, $3 million, you'd be living like a king. Here you get an old home.
Right.
But that is what it is. You live in Vancouver. But one thing, let me show you this patio. I mean, this patio is completely redone. These renovations, so they've installed the roofs over here. They've built this up. I mean, just this patio alone is probably like $50,000. Maybe close to, maybe $80,000. So entire renovation, they probably spent $200,000, $300,000 on just redoing all of the floors. These are new installed. This patio actually comes up. When we walk down later, you'll see that this is an elevated piece. Over here, we have like I'm not sure. This place is like a sitting area. I mean, you could set up a table over here and then have afternoon tea in this area. One thing that I'm gonna be curious about is, first of all, not much sunlight protection. So when it gets too sunny, you're just gonna get really tan. And also no rain protection. So you can only be out here on like days like these. Not too sunny, not bad weather. Yeah.
Do you think you can maybe like put some blinds or something to block sun?
You could, yeah. That's actually a really good suggestion. I've seen that. You can put blinds down here that just roll down on each side. The thing about blinds, yeah, blinds are easy to get damaged if there's wind. And also if it's rain over time, it's gonna wear out the blinds. So one thing why I think this home is above average to most homes in this area is the size of the lot of this home. So if you come look over here, you see, come down, look this straight path. This is a side entrance that the lower tenant is gonna come in from, okay? So you come in this walkway and walk down here into that entrance we just looked at downstairs, right? We probably should have walked outside from there,
Right.
but we didn't know. And you see, if you walk over here on this side, this patio, you see how it's elevated up, right? So this is a new renovation that they did. They elevated this patio up from this ground floor. The thing about this is that while it's nice to have a patio walking out, this ground floor becomes unusable. So it really depends on what you want. I mean, this is a good use of space, or you could just have stairs down and have a bigger backyard area. So one thing they haven't done is they haven't really used up all of this land. You see, all of this is really not very maintained. This is actually a really good space. I mean, with this land, if you wanted to redevelop, first of all, that home you could develop even bigger, right? Because the front of the property used to have this on stage. Back here, you could also develop a second guest suite as well. Like, look at all the space. I mean, or you could just play soccer with your kids. It is enough space to actually use as a backyard. You have your double garage over here, 2 cars, pretty good length. And then it goes into the laneway where you're gonna throw out your garbage and everything. That's pretty much the home. Yeah.
Oh, come here for a second.
Uh-huh.
Do you think that this little space over here
Yes.
can be used as storage of some kind?
Yeah, you can put stuff down here, but you have to remember that when we're outside, you have animals.
Right.
So you have to make sure like rats or like things are not going into your stuff. So what would you imagine putting out here?
Maybe some big pieces of furniture that can fit.
You could, but then you're starting to pile up your home into like those homes that just never get organized. And
Right.
over time, you're gonna get like spider webs and stuff under here. So unless you wanna constantly clean it to walk through, I personally wouldn't use that space. I mean, I would probably just block it off.
Really?
Yeah. Okay, so this home right now is priced around $3 million.
3 million?
Yeah.
Nothing more?
Are you surprised?
Yeah, I thought it was like
Do you-
a little bit more
Do
expensive.
you have
than
$3
that.
million?
No.
First of all, there's 2 types of people that would live in this home. One is the person who maybe wants something big, but if you want something newer and big, you're gonna start going to like 5 million. So this is what they can afford. And they probably are willing to put a lot of effort into maintaining or upgrading their home. The second is a developer could come in because this land is big enough for a 6 to 8 unit build. Okay, so you could build like a mini multiplex here. You know what a multiplex is?
Nope.
It's kind of like you see those homes, there's like multiple units, townhomes, all in one house. So they could build a multiplex here and have 6 homes on this land. So this is a big piece of land that a lot of people would have to take advantage of. But I would say the biggest value for me of this property is this land size. Like, I could live here temporarily. It's not my dream home, but I would live here until I'm able to make use of this land into something better.
Do you think it's worth the price for 3 million?
Is it worth the price? This, you have to do market research on what the average price of is in the area. Is it worth the price for me? No, because I don't have $3 million, right? But is it worth the price of some people? Like, if you had $100 million, $3 million for this piece of land, you just buy it and leave it. So it's different for every person. So that's the thing about homes. But you want to make sure you're getting a good deal by looking at the comparison of prices of properties in this area. Yeah. Okay, that's pretty much it for the tour of this home. Thank you guys for coming along with us. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and we'll check you out in the next video.